Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have something from Columbia. Yes, let's open up the box and see what we got. Because they're brand new. Flow Center, hiking boot, hiking sneaker, whatever you really want to refer to it. And I think this is one of the best parts about this boot right here, is that it's very, very versatile. I mean, check this out. I love this sort of, in that kind of family, mid-size, kind of a hybrid between a sneaker, between the boot. They're very lightweight, very comfortable, excellent outsole. I mean, overall, just a great outdoor shoe. Currently just under $90 on Amazon. The link is in the description below. I think it's an excellent price for everything that you're getting. So here you go. It was a little bit of introduction to this review, but if you have time to watch the whole review, let's get into it. As some of you already know, this is not just a regular review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival boots section. So basically, if this wasn't just your hiking boot, right? You were wearing it, or maybe you had it in the house and something bad happened and you had to put this on, or if you were already wearing it, you already have it on, now you had to survive. You had to run, you had to fight, you had to climb, you had to, I don't know, do whatever is necessary for your survival, right? Not taking these off shoes for days, sleeping in them, walking in them 10 miles a day, 20 miles a day, whatever. Imagine your survival scenario, right? Would this be good for your survival? How do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin. Criteria number 1, of course, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run, no stops, no pauses in between, and then a 5-mile walk. Again, no stops, no pauses in between. Total wear time is about 8 hours. So after I'm done with the run and the walk, I continue wearing them so that the total wear time is 8 hours. And like I said, I love the comfort level of these boots. Obviously, there are a few factors that contribute to that comfort level. Let's start with the first one, the weight. And I have my scales over here. Now, I started a new tradition on this channel. I try to guess how much they weigh. Let's see if I can guess this one. I would say about 14.3. All right, I'll be very specific. 14.3. I think it's below 15, but let's see. This is, by the way, size 10. Check this out. 13.1. Wow, that's even lighter than I thought. Excellent weight, guys. Excellent weight for a mid-size. I mean, you can easily call it a boot. Unbelievable weight. So, to give you kind of reference numbers, right, whenever it comes to weight in general, you are looking for something that is under 20 ounces, all right? When you're looking for a boot, whether it's full-size boot, work boot, hiking boot, tactical boot, whatever really you're looking for. If you want something that is lightweight, you want to try to find something under 20 ounces. The more under 20 ounce, the lighter it's going to be. The more over 20 ounce, now you are getting into that heavyweight category. This right here, that is very impressive for a midsize, because you do have all of the protection of the midsize boot, sneaker boot, whatever you want to really call this. So that's excellent. There are a few other factors, of course, that contribute to the comfort level. Another one would be the flexibility of the outsole. And check this out. It's definitely flexible enough. If you're in a tactical situation, you're firing your shots, you're getting on your knee, right? Pretty good, definitely doable in this boot. And at the same time, walking uphill, again, you have that flexibility. Running, if you have to run, you can actually run properly in these boots without any problems because it is flexible enough. But one thing I wanted to mention, it's flexible, but at the same time, it does have quality stiffness to it. So it's not one of those floppy, too squishy, mushy outsoles, right? No, this is actually pretty good. Another thing that contributes to the comfort level is the inner sole, and I'm gonna try to take it out here. Hopefully it is removable. Looks like it is. Check this out. Nothing crazy going on over here. It's just your typical sponge, basically, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely adds cushioning. decent amount of cushioning without any problems. Not much of heel, not much. No heel bed, as you can see. Nothing really in the arch support. So you can definitely upgrade the inner sole. Probably one of the things that I would do if I was getting this shoe. But still, it is pretty good overall. Once you remove the inner sole, it goes straight into the harder midsole. Okay, let's talk about padding. As you can see, the tongue is nicely padded. The shaft is very nicely padded, and throughout the whole boot you have a very comfortable overall padding, except the very front out here. From the inside it does feel hard as it does feel from the outside, so keep in mind it's very important to get it in the right size, but we'll talk about the sizing later. Overall, on the comfort level, if I had to find a complaint, the only complaint would be the inner sole, just because there's not much arch, there's no arch support and there's no heel bed. Not a big deal, but something for you to keep in mind. Let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Now, there isn't really much to talk about proofing whenever it comes to this boot. It's not waterproof, which, I mean, if you are looking for waterproof, personally, whenever it comes to the mid-size, I would prefer to have waterproof. Just because, why not? You have a mid-size boot. And this is definitely enough of a clearance to give you plenty amount of waterproofing. About 5.5 inches you could easily have clearance for waterproofing, pretty good. But unfortunately, this is not the case here. As you can see, the tongue is not gusseted at all. I mean, this will be very easy for the water to get in there. So don't step in the puddles, don't cross the creek, don't do any water sports in this boot, just saying. Just keep that in mind. This is not waterproof at all. Not only it's not waterproof, it's actually very easily for water to get in, because absolutely no gusseting in the tongue. Protection wise, again, there isn't really much. This design here overall, this is nothing. Don't pay attention to this. It's still very soft. But the material itself kind of adds a little bit of support here at the toe. Not much. You do have plenty of padding in the shaft to give you some protection for the ankles. Pretty good. Heel, same thing as the front. And of course you have your outsole, which we'll talk about later. Very nice quality rubber in this case. Gives you obviously decent amount of protection if you are walking. Okay, so let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and the design features. Now, quality wise, everybody knows Columbia. It's a great brand. They have a lot of good boots. Overall, on the cheaper side, on the lower quality side. But in my experience, I do like some Columbia boots. In fact, I have been a fan of Newton Ridge for quite some time now. I've taken them out on quite a few hikes, and they have performed and are holding up very well. Just great overall boot in my opinion. Columbia does a good job whenever it comes to the quality, and you can click the link for Amazon in the description below and you will see that there are over 170 reviews already, almost 5 stars. So even though these are brand new on the market, people already are liking these boots, and I see why, because they are pretty good. Now, whenever it comes to the design features, usually I talk about the lacing system. Not much to talk about here, just your basic couple of fabric hooks, couple of just regular holes in the fabric, no open hooks, and the lace itself is very thin, flat. I don't like it at all, honestly, but it's not bad, it's fine, and I understand that it's made to save on weight, but I do prefer more of thicker, round strings compared to these flat ones. Again, not a big deal, it's a weight saver, but just for you to keep in mind. Let's move on to the criteria number 4, outsole traction stability. So whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of different surfaces, starting with the older asphalt and then going to the newer tarmac, dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, concrete, marble tile, rock wall, just as much stuff as I can really to test the outsole as much as possible. And this outsole is actually very good. First of all, the quality of the rubber is impressive, honestly, for that price. Because as you can see, these grooves are fairly tall and aggressive, but the rubber is very hard, so they are actually give you, they don't throw you off balance. All right. Overall, the design itself is very good as well. As you can see, there are different directional grooves going on both sides, which gives you excellent traction on slippery stuff, like for example wet grass, and at the same time there's decent amount of flatness, so on surfaces like sand, you're not digging into anything. There is really nothing for rocks or something like that to get stuck in between the grooves. Nothing like that. Overall, I think this is an excellent outsole. Now, I'm not gonna mention ice and snow because there is really no point. These are not winter boots, they're not waterproof. And actually, let's move on to the criterion number 5, which is the temperature. Again, this is not a winter boot, it's not insulated, and it's not waterproof, so definitely not a good choice for winter. Absolutely stay away for winter. Makes absolutely no sense to get this for winter, but other 3 seasons will be pretty good, as long as you don't mind getting wet in the rain, because these are not waterproof at all. For water, it's very easy to get into that. Let's move on to the criteria number 6 really quickly, the sizing. These are true to the size, so no problems there with the sizing. Get yourself half size bigger so you have a little bit of extra space here in the toe box. Definitely will be helpful. Let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So, if this really was your ultimate survival boot, would this be good for your survival? Would it actually help you survive? Or would this get you killed? Well, if you don't mind the fact that these are not waterproof, and in fact the water easily can get in there, alright? You barely have like just a couple inches of clearance, alright? So you step just in a little bit of a splash of a puddle or something, the water gets in, you're wet, okay? So if that doesn't bother you, this is actually a great choice. Very comfortable, excellent versatile outsole with great traction, great stability. I do like the fact that they are very, very lightweight. I mean, for a mid-sized boot, this is a very impressive weight. So if you are, again, as long as you don't mind your feet getting wet, you're really gonna appreciate it. And even more so, you're gonna appreciate it. And that kind of brings me to the criteria number 8, the price. All right, for $89. It's kind of refreshing to see something under $100 these days. Everything is, I mean, you look at this freaking sneaker and it's like $150, all right? To see something for 90 bucks that is actually pretty good, lightweight, comfortable, excellent outsole, it's kind of refreshing. And again, the link is in the description below. In that price range, there is some competition, but that same competition would be from Columbia, like a Newton Ridge, for example. There are a few other models. I think that the Facet 45 or something like that. There are a few of them, the newer ones that they released last year and then they were releasing this year. They're all in the same price range, but they do have some pretty cool features. Like, for example, the Newton Ridge, I think it might have gone above 100 now. They used to be like $75 on Amazon. Now they're like 100 something, but they're actually waterproof. So if you want to get something waterproof, you can $10-15 extra. You can from Columbia. All right, so check out. I have all the reviews on this channel. I have plenty of them, so I'm sure you will be able to find something that you are looking for. Let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think about this boot? What do you think about this review in general? If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.